is something that you're really proud of?
My growth. As a man, I've been able to grow. Also through that growth, I've discovered a lot, you know, about myself. I would say growth as a man, yeah, in society. It's more like looking in the mirror. You have to acknowledge the person you see in the mirror, you know. By looking in the mirror, I've accepted certain things about myself that are good for me, obviously, and I've let the bad things go, you know, by acknowledging them. Look in the mirror and really see everything that it is about the person, about ourselves, you know, something like that.
What was the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
That day I decided I was really facing life by myself, you know. That day I realized that there was only me to make my future happen, like make things happen every time I get up. The decision to decide to face life alone, the way it was intended for everyone actually. And then once we embrace that, facing everything about what it means to comfort other people, because I know what it means to be alone, to face life alone, and that I can understand how a person would feel being a reason why I would give a hand, you know, in a way. But we have to understand certain things to be able to really understand and also act on it and do assist other people that need help, you know, that way.
Do you think your parents did a good job raising you?
I think the question would be, do I think their parents did a good job raising them? Because honestly, everything is connected on a deeper level that we don't really understand. Looking back, my parents were the way they were based on how they were raised, based on their parents. Understanding that and then being able to pass their upbringing has made it easy to just forgive them, has made it easy for me to understand that they were not perfect. They tried their best to give in their circumstances at the time, based on their upbringings and their values and on how the parents were with them, you know? Yeah.
What are you holding on to that's holding you back?
It comes down to myself, you know? I feel like once a person builds themselves up to that place where they don't feel limited mentally or limitless, and everything they want to dream, they know fully they can achieve it. Anything that excites them, they can freely like just face it with so much confidence because they know they can accomplish it. And then even if they don't, they know that along the journey there's something to learn, you know, throughout the whole experience. But I think, yeah, I would say I hold myself back. But the goal is to build myself up to a point where I feel limitless, facing my dreams and, you know, going for it. Yeah.
What life lesson did you learn the hard way?
Budgeting, saving, definitely. I've gotten myself in sticky situations because sometimes everything feels so good and you just don't want to hold back. Yeah. So yeah, budgeting and saving. Yeah, for sure that one.
What's a belief you may hold that many people may disagree with?
Everything is energy. Knowing that as a person, then you understand that everything is connected on a higher level, you know, at a higher, yeah, on a deeper level, something like that.
What is the difference between living and existing?
See, there's a thing, like even after 15 years, English sometimes sounds new, because it's like already when you asked me that question, I was thinking, how can I translate it in my language or the language I understand the most? Living and existing. I think living is feeling. Existing is staying in the same place, but then you're visible, you know? It's not exciting. I think if I had to choose between existing or living, I would choose living, As a human, I know that that comes with emotions and feeling and stuff like that. And it's what makes us humans, you know? Instead of existing, I would want to definitely live and feel and experience and move around, not stay in the same place like a rock or a tree.
Are your thoughts narrated? And if so, how does your inner voice speak to yourself or treat you?
The truth is that my inner voice, it don't always treat me the way I want to be treated, but I acknowledge it. It's starting to treat me a lot nicer because it knows I'm the boss, and I acknowledge everything that it's taking on. It's starting to treat me a lot nicer because I'm making it clear that I am aware. I'm no longer on autopilot, you know? Yeah.
What is your biggest battle right now?
The biggest battle, I think we talked about this. It's myself. Every day I wake up and I know I gotta fix myself. Everything that exists in my world, I know it has to start with me. If nothing else exists after me, there's nothing bigger than myself to face. You know? That's the way I see it. How I approach that is I try to elevate myself daily, every moment. I learn more about myself. Try to be better for myself, but I know that by being better, also people around me benefit from that, you know? It's like it spreads out, you know? The good vibrations, the high vibrations.
It's like a ripple effect.
Ripple effect. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed. It is, yeah.
How would you describe love? What is love?
Love is everything that I'm willing to do for myself or another person. Everything good that's good for me that I am willing to not compromise. I'm willing to work on every day. A glass of water when I'm thirsty. Same way I would give a glass of water to someone else who's thirsty. That's love. Because I know it's good for me and it will also be good for the other person, you know? It's understanding that love comes also with the responsibility. Understanding that after I reassure the person that I love them, I have to do good by them. That's a responsibility. So it's not just like, oh, love. It's like understanding is love, but also my responsibility, since I choose to show it or give it, is to make sure all my actions are aligned positively, like, you know, not, yeah, not the other way, you know? What a journey to understand love, you know? Yeah.
What words were said to you in life that cut the deepest?
You can't, you know? I think all the doubts I have now is just anybody that ever said that I can't. Things that have held me back is just probably from someone that said I can't. Yeah, I think for me that probably that was the heaviest word that I didn't even know. I can't, you know, or can't. I just don't make sense. How could you love me and limit me? Maybe we don't know that we're limiting people. I think that's why it's so important to learn words, you know, understand words. Yeah, it's not about the big words I could use. I think for me, I try to understand, but if I have something to also share, I try to simplify it the best way possible. I like to play around with small words, words that everybody can understand. And that's a way I like to communicate. Yeah.
What's something that makes you smile?
The sun makes me smile. Yeah, every time I see the sun, I just want to smile. Other people smiling make me want to smile. New days make me smile because I know anything can happen and they're full of just endless possibilities. In a way, when I wake up, I'm like, oh, new day. Endless possibilities. Anything could happen, but obviously, I just try to attract only the good, you know? Yeah, but yeah, new days make me smile.
What is something you can do today that you couldn't do a year ago?
I couldn't see the mountains. I couldn't take a walk at kids daily if I wanted to. I get to see the mountains every day. something I wasn't able to do a year ago. And I'm so grateful to have that view.
Where were you?
Ontario, London, Ontario to be specific. But there is no mountains and not many beaches and water. Yeah, it feels nice to be in a place where you could just see that every day. Yeah.
How has it been making the transition to Vancouver?
So far, so good. I'm being gentle to myself. That's the most important thing. I'm taking my time, getting to know everything that's new, that's everything that is different from what I'm used to, building new relationships, new friendships. Because sometimes you feel the need to just rush things or to like get going, but no. I think the best for me is just take my time. Yeah, but I love it so far.